Yes, Pastor Lynn. Um, how is this different from giving through the current methods on OCC?
Okay, you can give partnership through OCC. Just make sure you put in the notes or say to God, I'm giving this to the Living Word as partnership. There is a Living Word button on the OCC. When you give to the Living Word button, it goes to the Living Word. You can give that way, but just make your intentions clear. Lord, I want to partner with the Living Word. That's different than tithes. Tithes are when you receive any kind of whatever you receive, all the provision you receive comes from God. 10% of what you receive is a tithe. It means it's God's portion of what you receive. What you're doing is you are saying, when you bring a tithe into a church, you're saying, God, this is, I believe you are my provider. This is your portion. I'm bringing it to you. You're not giving it to him because it already belongs to him. It's a tithe for a storehouse. To remember, there's two types of ministries: the nurturing kind, which is a church where you receive prayer, you receive a whole bunch of different things, where you receive mentoring and discipleship. That is that nurturing comes from a church, and to support the work of the church is tithes. Offerings are given, as we see, or not offerings, offerings and partnership are given to, as Paul states, ministries that are doing God's work. So that's apostles, evangelists, and prophets. Those ministries sow seed. They don't nurture. They don't take time to pray with everyone. They just give what God is giving. They say what God is saying. So that's the two differences there. A tithe is the what you bring to a church because they're your church. They're where you're connected to the body. They're feeding you regularly. You go to them for prayer. You go to them for learning, extended learning and tutoring. The Living Word is a prophetic ministry. It is where in the coming years you will see more and more prophecies coming forth from God stating, thus saith the Lord, this is going to happen. Right now, God has me in training. He's showing me signs in the earth of what he's done, and he's having me proclaim why they happened since the beginning of this year. So it's a prophetic ministry. And then when prophets aren't busy doing that part, they're usually teaching. They're usually giving strong teachings about the ways of God that have been not observed. So that's the difference between those two. Did that answer your question, Sharon? Did that answer that question?
Yes, I think that was very thorough.
I know, I know. I know. I didn't understand either. I had no idea. And partnership is a level above offerings. Partnership means you are in full support of this ministry and you get credit. For offerings are, I've received something from God, so I'm going to give an offering. I've received something, so I'm giving a gift. Partnership is above that. Partnership is, I've received, I want other people to receive. So I'm going to become a partner in this ministry because I know other people will be touched by it and I want to be a part of that. I can't go and preach, I can't go and do this, but I can support this person and I will be a part of that. Okay, so that's the difference between partnership and offering.
That's great. Another one is, would a partnership mean giving so much every month?
That is one type of partnership. It's not the only type of partnership, but that is definitely one type of partnership which I have allowed for on the website, which I will allow for, where it's one-time offering, or you can do a monthly reoccurring fee, a reoccurring donation. And as Paul has said, there are many of you that have supported me through these early years when I was just beginning. You have remained faithful. You've continued sowing offerings into my life, and I do appreciate that. I receive them every month, and when I do receive them, I pray and thank God for them, receive them in the name of the Lord, and ask the Lord to bless those who gave it in whichever way means the most. How's that? Whichever way you need a blessing, that is pretty much my prayer. Other questions?
Oh, there's another one here, Lynn.
Okay.
What about what about people from Nigeria? How can we difference partnership and offering because we pay into one Nigerian account?
Okay. So then when you give, what you will do is send a note um, into the admin and say, I'm giving an offering into the Nigeria fund for the Living Word, and here's the amount. Just because we don't have another way to accept it. Check out the online donation page on the website if you don't mind, whoever asked that question. On the OCC, there's a new way to receive payments, and there's a new system that's like from China or something that we signed up for, that I signed up for. The Lord revealed it to me. See if you can't give there, if you would want to give directly. You'll have to go into the donations page for tithes and offerings and look for donate through the website. And there's a certain app, and I'm not sure if it covers Nigeria or not, but let me know. If it doesn't, just state the purpose of it, send it in, and we will receive it in the name of the Lord. Oh, Diane says that the Wise app allows for it. So that is another option. You can go online at the OCC, look for Wise, WISE. If you see that, you do have to put a note for the Living Word. And if you put for the Living Word, I will consider it a partnership donation, a partnership giving. And you, on your end, you have to say, God, I'm giving this to be a partner in the Living Word. Because that, whatever comes in through Wise will come in with notes on it. And so I always say, oh, this is an offering for so-and-so. And so Henry and I go through that every month. Go ahead, Shelley.
So if you pay like with a check, and that I would designate, well, first of all, I have to ask permission. I'm a little nervous about that, but God will help me with that to if I want to do that. So if I say tithe for this and what was the word you used? Partner for this,
Yep,
but with one check, that would be all right.
that would be fine.
Okay. And then I guess get permission from the husband because we have to do that.
Exactly.
And see if they're on board with that. So, okay. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Is this correct? Tithes and offerings can be given to a church. Offerings in partnership are for ministries.
Tithes and offerings can also be given to elders who are ministering to you. It says that those who teach you. So tithes and offerings can be given to a church. Offerings can also, they're called love gifts, sometimes offerings, can be given to those whom are teaching you, who are part of a church. And offerings and partnership are for it's ministries, but you have to make sure it's one of those three. It's not just like there's ministries that, oh, we're going to go feed so and so, we're going to go dig a well. That is not a right partnership, and it's not actually an offering to God unless it's going to an evangelist, prophet, or apostle. So it has to be one of those types of ministries for offerings and partnership. I hope that helps clarify that. For the Living Word, I was supposed to add this and I didn't. Oh, God. Sorry, Lord. Let me add one more part. The Living Word will receive partnership, but we will not distinguish between projects. When you give a partnership offering, you're partnering with the entire work. Not just if God sends me somewhere to give a word in a certain country. Not just if I have one specific action. Well, I understand now how you will receive provision during the tribulation, the time of trouble. I hope you understand that now. Oh, Lord, I thank you for giving me the courage, for correcting me, for afflicting me until I submitted to you. I realize now that was pride. It's not about me providing for people. Lord, you will miraculously provide for them. You may have me provide in some small ways. You may have some things for me to do, but by and large, Lord, it's your principles, your precepts, through which you will provide for the body. And I am so very grateful for revealing that to me, for removing that burden, for it was not mine to carry. I release the body, Lord, unto you. You are their provider. I thank you for multiplying back the seeds that are sown, for providing for their needs according to the abundance of your grace, for your glory. In your name, Jesus, amen. Okay, look for this video on the About page once it's been edited and spruced up a bit. Until then, till I see you again on the Sabbath, shalom.